what's up, it's Dom and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're checking out the Huawei MateBook D15, or this bad boy here. So this laptop is fitted with a 11th gen i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, a 512GB SSD and Iris graphics. Now the laptop retails for around £499, which with those sort of specs I think is a bargain. So let's have a closer look at the box. It's obviously very plain, most of them are, to be fair. That's literally it. But anyway, let's have a closer look at what we get inside of the box. Okay, so I've got my unboxing knife. Right. So the packaging looks pretty simple and basic. You've got some documentation here. You've got a USB-C to USB-C cable. And you've got a massive USB-C power adapter. And to be honest, other than the laptop, I don't think you get much more. No, you don't. And if I'm honest, at this sort of price range, I don't think I'm expecting to get much more. Okay. That new laptop smell never gets old. Ah, lovely. So this is what it looks like, and already I'm liking the casing of it. It looks pretty cool. It's very slim as well for what it is. Obviously, it's more of an ultrabook than anything. So first thing is first, which is a good thing. I see a aux input. There's two USB ports on this side. There's a HDMI, which is really nice to see. There's another USB, and then there's a USB-C, which I imagine is for the charger. We'll see how it works otherwise. So let's open it. Oop. Wow. So take the protective cover off. So yeah, looking at the laptop already, obviously it does resemble a little bit of a MacBook, but it looks really nice. I mean, look at that. And it's really light as well. The touchpad feels really good. You've got your Intel i5 sticker there, you've got your Intel Iris graphics here, and you've got something called Huawei Share, and there'll be more on that a little bit later. So yeah. Hopefully it's charged. Let's power this bad boy on. There we go, it's already powers on. Now one thing I will say already is I like how thin the bezels are. It's absolutely brilliant. And you're probably wondering, where on earth is the webcam gone? I'll show you. There's a button here with a camera on it. All you do is press that up and there you have a webcam, which is pretty good. Okay, so let's set this bad boy up. So I'm in the UK. Yes. So obviously this comes pre-installed with Windows 10.
There.
I don't want Windows 10.
And I'm here to help. A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do. Use your voice or the keyboard along the way, and if you'd like me to stay quiet, just select the little microphone icon towards the bottom of your screen. If you need an assistive screen reader, press the Windows, Control and Enter keys at the same time to turn on narrator. Okay, enough intro. Let's dig in.
Okay, so the laptop has installed and configured successfully. And one thing I will say is that it's been quite a long-winded process trying to argue with Cortana, but nevertheless that's all installed successfully, and this is what it looks like. My first impressions of the laptop, as far as they go, is so far I'm not a huge fan of the keyboard, but what I do like, I didn't realize this, is the fact that the power button is the fingerprint recognition system. So let's have a closer look. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to install OBS to give you a better overall experience. So first thing is first, I'm a huge fan of the display. It looks absolutely brilliant. and it really does show up the colors of what the display is possible. And the first thing is first, which is extremely important to me, it's the fact that it's 1080p, or at least 1080p. Anything below that really would not make sense for a laptop in 2022. But anyway, let's have a look. So the first thing that interests me is what this is. Okay, so this is a PC manager. So it gives you your CPU usage, which is, I know this is bloatware, but it does look pretty cool. If we open that, right, so it basically is like, I don't know if you ever had a HP laptop, but the HP laptop has that HP assistant thing. It's a little bit like that really. You've got all your driver updates there. You've got power. You can connect your phone through this as well. So, as you can probably tell at the minute, it's just got the standard version of Windows 10 installed. This is upgradable to Windows 11 though, which is a really good thing. And obviously it comes with a whole load of bloatware. Okay, so I'm now gonna run a performance test using user benchmark to see what it's like. I want to play again. That was a close one. Ah. Hey. Whoa, that was a close one. Hey. So, okay, so that's that done with. Obviously, I think I enjoyed myself more than I perhaps should have, but that game is addictive and is extremely good fun, and I want to download it onto my PC so I could play it more often. That was fun, blimey. But anyway, let's get back to business. So let's close out of that. So obviously, I'm not expecting a great deal from this laptop, but at the end of the day, it's still something that, at the end of the day, I am still expecting it to be good for basic needs and very basic video editing. So for gaming, it's obviously going to be a surfboard. As a desktop, it's an aircraft carrier, which is pretty cool. As a workstation, it's also a surfboard. So obviously, as a new laptop, I would expect it to be performing above expectations. Okay, so now it's time to have a look at what is inside of this laptop. So I'm just going to unscrew it. So for this, I just use a T4 Torx, a bit from my iFixit kit. So for opening laptops like this, you could use quite a few tools. You could use, I guess, something like this. I prefer to use one of these, and it's designed to break before the device breaks. So we'll see about that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open this. I prefer to have it in my hand when I do it. Actually, so okay. So this is the inside of the laptop, and already I am seeing a little bit of a disappointment here. That's because the RAM, the memory, looks to be embedded into the motherboard, which is a real shame. Because a laptop like this should theoretically have at least 16 gigs of RAM, especially for my use. But saying that, it didn't underperform for my needs when I used it throughout the entire week. So let's just have a closer look. So inside, obviously you've got quite a large battery here. So I mean, you've got a Western Digital 512 gigabyte NVMe SSD, which is pretty cool, I guess. You also have this area. So I'd imagine that's for a standard SSD or laptop hard drive. However, what I'm not seeing is a cable to connect it. I'm not sure if you've seen my previous laptop video. I actually bought this little tiny cable which allowed me to connect a second hard drive to it. But I'm not even seeing the connector here, if I'm honest. And yeah. I've been daily driving this laptop for a week. I used it on a train, I used it in a cafe, I used it at home. I've absolutely enjoyed using this laptop, and the main purpose I purchased this laptop for is video editing on the go, as well as writing blog posts. And the laptop performed extremely well, which I found impressive, particularly since it's only got an i5, it's got 8 gigs of RAM, which you can't upgrade, and it's got Intel Iris graphics. In terms of the actual laptop itself, the feel of it, it feels like a very premium. It feels like a premium device. I absolutely adore the style of it. There's something about that Huawei logo that just makes it look premium in the way it's placed. The material as well. In terms of the keyboard, initially I've got to say I wasn't a fan of it. It felt cheap. It felt poor quality. But it kind of grew on me, and I started really enjoying typing at speeds on this keyboard. Now, one thing I absolutely adore about this laptop, or the keyboard to be exact, is there's a key in between the F6 and an F7 with a picture of a camera. Now, that's not a button at all, that's the web camera. So if I press it, the web camera will pop up, and I find that really cool. But unfortunately, there is a downside to it. And that's the fact that you get footage like this. Okay, so I'm now recording using the built-in webcam as well as the built-in mic. I don't know what the mic sounds like. I wouldn't imagine it's going to be amazing because it is a laptop internal mic, and they're just not great in general. But hopefully I don't sound too bad. Now, one thing I can already say about the placement of this webcam is that because it's not on top of the bezel, I'm sort of looking directly at the screen, and my eyes don't appear to look directly at the webcam, which isn't great, especially if you are on a Teams meeting or a Zoom meeting, because if you're looking down directly into the webcam, you're not really looking up at the screen. So that's one of those, I guess, but it's not a huge issue, and I can live with that. Now, moving on to the trackpad, I really like the trackpad. I'm not a huge fan of them in general, but this one has this glass feel to it, and combining that with gesture control, it just feels really nice. And I didn't have the need to use an external mouse with this at all because of how nice this feels. Now, in terms of the performance, I'm going to show you how fast it boots, because the speed of the boot is just unreal. I'm going to press shutdown. Now, one thing I wanted to mention is that the power button itself is actually a Windows Hello compatible fingerprint sensor as well. Okay, so I think that's off now. Let's try it. That speed. You know, that speed is unbeatable. My PC, my gaming rig can't beat that speed. To be fair, that might be because I have to enter a password. I gotta invest in a fingerprint sensor, to be fair with that. Overall, I highly recommend this laptop. I mean, for the £499 I paid for it, you know, the specs and the features are just unbeatable. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more great content. And do check out my blog at www.techwithdom.com, where I run a bi-monthly newsletter. I send you behind the scenes content on an every 2-week basis. I don't intend to spam, and I include some pretty cool stuff on there. So do check that out. I'll leave it all linked down below. And do check out an article on does brand matter when buying a laptop. I'll leave that link down below as well. Reason being is when I was buying this laptop, I didn't look specifically at the brand. I just looked at the specs. You know, I looked at the specs mainly, then the features. But yeah, do check that out.